5.8 is shaping up to be the best summer update Genshin's given us to date. Going in, I was wondering how they were going to beat last year, where we got semi-isekai to Simulanka and fought the fictional version of Durin. That event last year felt so creative and looked breathtaking at times too. Not to mention all the setup and foreshadowing we got before 5.0, the summer event after that had a lot to live up to. After watching the special program though, with us finally getting the Mare Jivari and more Bennett lore after years of teases and hints for both, and the amount of lore and new quests we're gonna get, Hoyoverse is trying to finish Natlan's arc with a huge bang, which honestly fits for this nation. Now, I want to talk about what was covered in the special program, but I'm going to mainly focus on the upcoming quests and the story as opposed to quality of life or combat updates. So if that's something you'd be into, hope you stick around and enjoy the video. This year's summer event is placed in a holiday resort hosted in a new area in Natlan. A whole island full of games, and the best part is, this is the first summer location that is permanent. The awards and events are temporary, but players are going to get to come back here any time of the year. The whole thing looks big and fun, colorful and creative. Even the hilly churls have a little vacation spot, which is honestly really sad. Like, they've taken bits of our resort and made their own because I'm guessing they want to have some fun of their own. Listen, these guys have been living as hilly churls for 500 years or more. Let them have their spot, please. We've got plenty of other things to keep us busy anyways. For starters, Venti and Bennett are coming to Natlan. Venti being anywhere is interesting enough, but Bennett coming along is a strong bonus. The live stream says Venti's here to see an old friend, maybe Mavuika or a musical friend, or maybe he's just saying that and he's really just here for Bennett's possible homecoming. The scorching flames scalded his skin, the deafening thunder almost ruptured his eardrums, and the hollering winds threatened to rip his soul from him. At the end of his hellish journey, what awaited him was a baby. Bennett honestly wasn't in the trailer much, but something tells me this is going to be his patch. People have speculated for a while that the young adventurer's home was Natlan related for a while now, and seeing him not only here but embracing the culture, wearing Natlan clothing, learning about graffiti, and even making friends with the people there, this is a good chance for him to return to his roots and learn about the culture he came from, which I think is going to be really heartwarming. There's also a strong chance that he has ties not just with Natlan itself, but with the Mare Jivari. When players first read his friendship text, a lot of people speculated that the description provided would be what Natlan looked like. But now that we've been there, it doesn't really seem as dangerous as the description paints it out to be. So either the traveler is just so good, little things like scorching flames and deafening thunder doesn't really bother him, or mainland Natlan wasn't what the text was referring to. The Mare Jivari better fits this description, and we'll be visiting it next patch too. People are acting weird, getting aggressive, and seeing things that aren't there, and it's all leading to the supposed windless land. Like I said, Bennett is only shown once in the trailer, but his constellation is shown too, above the Mare Jivari. Why is it there? I can't help but hope that we're getting more lore on the Stella Fortuna. There's a strong connection between the stars and the characters. Leonard's constellation fell way back in the unreconciled stars, and we still don't know why. But those stars contained elemental energy and the spirit and memory of Leonard. If Bennett's constellation is showing itself in the sky, something we've never seen before, something insane must be happening to him in that very moment. Like, I'm picturing an Avatar state scene caused by him leveling up or connecting with something or stumbling onto an insane revelation. We won't be exploring a lot of the island. I have a feeling it's just going to be the path leading to the Bacchanal, considering they said the amount that we're going to get to explore is very small this patch. Speaking of the Bacchanal, this creature is huge. I mean, wow. And of course it's a creature of golds. I'm sorry, she's just got to be stopped at this point. Why are you making this? And I know I'm gonna end up feeling bad for it, like all of Gold's other creations. They all end up having very sad ends, and while this one's immortal, watching the traveler blow off its limbs, it's pretty sad, man. Also, what's with its elemental power? I mean, Mare Jivari is known as a windless land, but the first thing we see this creature do is use the power of Anemo. Also, Bennett's origin text talks about how he was found in a spot with hollering winds. Now, we don't officially know whether or not he was found on the island, but we know Bakanawa is on the island, and he's producing plenty of wins here. Hollering wins, even. I don't know, there seems to be a lot of intentional inconsistencies. Luckily, more of the island will be unlocked throughout different patches. I suspect that by next year, we'll have the whole island. Until then, we'll be getting bit by bit as the Mare Jivari story continues, and we learn more about the island too. Right now, it's going to be more Bennett and possibly Venti focused, but the other updates will most likely be us trying to uncover the island's secrets and possibly try to do that before Enjo does. We know he's interested in the Mare Jivari, and we even see him in the special live stream talking to the Traveler. By the way, I love Enjo as a villain. It's clear that he's not involved in what the Abyss Order is doing, and is instead a rogue third element, or fourth, fifth element. There are a lot of teams in Genshin Impact, but it's clear that he's doing things his own way. When we first meet Enjo, he was looking for the book Sun and Moon for proof that Celestia didn't come from this world. He could still be on that path, and the Mare Jivari could hold secrets outside of Teyvat, which we will slowly learn more about as we go up against Enjo, or maybe work with him. For real this time. This reminds me of the Little One storyline that spanned multiple updates and taught us more about the Dragon Civilization. Next, I want to take a step back from Natlan and jump over to Liyue, where we actually get to see Yelan again. Well, to be fair, we actually did just see her with the introduction of the new permanent combat mode, Stygian Onslaught, but she'll be taking a more center stage in this one. That's even voice acted. She's currently tracking down a Fontanian Moralander, and can I just say, I love how snooty Fontanians are, especially when they're in Natlan. They love talking about how advanced they are and how primitive Natlan is, but meanwhile, everywhere they go, they're stirring something up. I will say though, their fashion continues to slap. That Yelan outfit, what did they say in the live stream? She's trying to keep a low profile? Ma'am, you just stole the whole night. I don't know who's not looking your way. An important thing to note is, in the actual trailer, we hear Yelan say that she's off to her next assignment, which is in Nodkrai. Yelan usually works under the Liyue Qixing, so I'm wondering why Nodkrai is interesting to them at the moment. Do they know the Fatui are acting up over there and they're trying to get information, or just trying to stop them? It's crazy because people from Mondstadt, the Hexen Circle, and Snezhnaya will also be there, so it just feels like a piece of everything is coming to Nodkrai. But back to Yelan, I want to know how this mission will affect her personally. Will she be in the Archon quest, or will she be coming in later on? Or maybe she'll be getting a part 2 story quest. I'm definitely hoping for a Regrader / Yelan reunion and rematch. The last time they met, she stole a robe made from a powerful beast fur, but she only did that because he possibly took or destroyed an heirloom of hers. Both of them definitely have some bad blood that I'd love to see explored. Finally, I think it's time to talk about the new character coming to the game, because this year the summer event character isn't just some random person. No offense, perfume lady. But this new character has the weight of not only Nodkrai, but the ancient dragon civilization on her back. We are leaving Natlan, but the nation's not letting us go without beating more lore over our heads. I mean, I'm not complaining though. Freaking beat away. I'm hyped for it. I feel like a lot of people want to create people. We've had plenty of playable characters who were exactly that. Artificially made but still independent characters, and Ineffa has now joined that club. Though she's the first one to really look artificial. I mean, we've had puppets, we've had alchemically made people. Ineffa looks and acts very robot-like. Actually, Shogun shares a lot of characteristics with Ineffa, judging by the trailer we got, both in tone and stoicism. But Ineffa definitely looks the most robot. When we meet her, she'll assumedly be looking for us if the trailer isn't playing tricks on us. I mean, outside of the game, we all know that we're going to Nodkrai. But I guess there was a chance that the Traveler just didn't care enough and was still going to go straight to Snezhnaya after Natlan, considering that that's where the next Archon is. So say that's true, because the Traveler hasn't said yet that he plans on hanging around Nodkrai for too long. Say the people of Nodkrai heard of the Traveler and heard that they've gone up against the Fatui in the past. What if for the first time we're actually being called for? What if it's Ineffa's job to bring us to Nodkrai in order to defend them from the Abyss or maybe the Fatui? Since the latter's shown up there, things have gotten much more dangerous. What if the people have had enough and want to fight back? There's a flashback that shows a worried girl with the Clink Clank Crumcack craft shop symbol on their chest, who we can assume is Aino, Ineffa's designer. What if she hesitantly sent Ineffa out to get the Traveler and then come straight home? I mean, the idea of the Traveler getting the Princess Leia message and crashing onto the scene like a hero, it's a pretty hype idea. Usually we stumble into a mess and end up helping out, but to be called by a nation needing help, it just feels big, you know? As for Ineffa, she's not doing too good, either because the journey was rough or being so close to Natlan is messing with her head. She has somehow lost her memory. Ineffa is a robot made up of different parts that could be found all throughout Teyvat, and that honestly sounds pretty cool. She doesn't even have a vision, something else is powering her elemental abilities. Her core also seems to be made out of dragon tech though. Dragon tech that's reacting with tech like the secret source automatons. I'm thinking her core might have originally come from a secret source servant, machines we know have memories of the past. We see that Ineffa is going to be struggling in between her own memories and the memories from the ancient dragon civilization. All I think she remembers is that she needs to find the Traveler and Paimon and then go home. But she's struggling to remember what's home. Is it Nodkrai? Spoilers, it is. Or is it the dragon's home? Because of the dragon tech, she genuinely believes it could be either. We've just covered memory in the last update with Lumine. She landed on Teyvat in Khaenri'ah without any memory. She was a blank canvas, and it was her time in Khaenri'ah that shaped her. So she was Lumine, but one who was Khaenri'an. Like the Aranara said, death is just a loss of memory. For a short time, Aether's Lumine died, and the one who walked with the Khaenri'ans was someone new. Maybe that's why she's an Irminsul. That's the Teyvat Khaenri'ah version, not the space adventure version. When she got her memory back, she could have and is still going through what Ineffa's going through. Two versions of herself, two sets of memories battling for control, or maybe mixing together to form a whole new person. For the majority of the quest, I think Ineffa's two versions will battle for dominance. Who she was in Nodkrai and who her core is telling her she is with someone else's memories. I believe by the end of the quest, she will be someone new. Someone with the memories of Ineffa the Nodkrai robot and whoever's memories she has connected to the dragon civilization. The hosts of the livestream kind of hint that the memories could belong to a dragon lord, similar to Ahau, because they both have that same pixel effect when they fight, which could be a signifier for the dragon civilization. The dragons were gamers, who knew? If they do go this route where we really dive into memory and hint at what Lumine is possibly going through, I think that'd be pretty cool, honestly. Nodkrai is also around the corner. I already talked about how I think we'll be heading over there, and it looks like Ineffa's going to be staying in Natlan until 6.0, so she could be taking us there personally. But there's going to be a lot of hints and hypes for the new region in this Archon quest, which is acting as a prelude for this epic chapter of the game. I already talked about Aino and Yelan. There's some more. For starters, we got a Sandrone name drop in the trailer, and I'm pretty sure we heard her voice as well, talking about the ancient dragon tech inside of Ineffa. She had that same judgy tone we heard in the Harbinger teaser trailer. I'm thinking maybe Aino is showing and explaining Ineffa to her, and she's like, that's ridiculous. Or maybe that's just her normal voice and she's actually impressed, I don't know. Either way, we're gonna see her talking to someone after 3 years, so I'm really hyped. Columbina seems to be a big deal in Nodkrai, judging by how she's the singled out Harbinger in this year's teaser trailer, like how Capitano was the one for Natlan and Alicino for Fontaine. But that doesn't mean Sandrone won't have a part to play either. I mean, Dottore was singled out in the Winter Lazo, but it was Scaramouche who ended up being the big boss of Sumeru. I'm hoping that Sandrone gets a boss battle, and part of it is her sending a whole bunch of killer Catherines at us. Catherines with crazy weapons. We're also getting memories of the Wild Hunt and the Moon Falling, both most likely from Ineffa's memories of Nodkrai and the Dragon Age respectively. As far as the moon is concerned, you can find a piece of the old moon in Natlan, so I guess we're gonna see what that actually looks like in 5.8. That's what I mean, I'm so excited to see this stuff. There's going to be so much answered dragon lore, I feel. The Wild Hunt is a Nodkrai Abyss invasion, something the people there have to deal with similar to Natlan, only bigger and dare I say, scarier? Speaking of Nodkrai, as per usual, we got a good look of the new region as a sneak peek in the end of this live stream. We take a glimpse at the Frostmoon Scion's territory, something we saw before a few months ago when they started advertising Nodkrai. Damn, this just looks beautiful. To think we're actually gonna walk in this area. We meet some Scions and see how in tune they are with nature, which makes sense. They've distanced themselves from the more technologically modern city and instead choose to live in ancient ruins, it looks like. Possibly so they could be closer to who or what they worship. They can communicate with the wildlife and even take their form, it looks like. Out of all the different factions, I'm probably most excited for them. The secrets of the world, they must at least know how to find them. And I have no doubt that by next year, we're going to be experts on all things moon related. Just like how they gave us a whole bunch of information on the dragons and their civilization throughout Natlan. That about wraps up my thoughts for the 5.8 live stream. There is a lot to be hyped about for 5.8 alone, let alone all the future Nodkrai stuff that's coming out very, very soon. This feels just bigger, which is probably why we need a prelude. We don't get that a lot with upcoming nations, but Nodkrai, something tells me we need it. When I'm recording this ending part, I've already seen the Nodkrai trailer. I'm definitely going to be recording my thoughts and uploading it so you guys can see what I think might happen, what I think about what was happening in the trailer, so on and so forth. So hopefully you guys stick around for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed my ideas and my thoughts for 5.8. Tell me what you guys hope for in the upcoming update, and also what you guys are looking forward to for Nodkrai. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then,